Hello there. Greetings. Welcome back to my program, a share of my work experience in communication and negotiation. Today we're going to talk about Step 2, Engaged, of the PELETE way. Step 2, Engaged. To engage here, it means to approach an entity with interest, just like the spacecraft or space shuttle. It carefully adjusts its orbits and speeds to approach the space station and seamlessly docks with it in a splendid display of absolute space technologies. Likewise, approaching people and getting connected with them for a purpose can sometimes be a real effort. So, what does it mean to engage in terms of communication and negotiation? To engage means to approach people and win over their willingness to talk or communicate in a conversation. This process can be completed in no time for a casual conversation with a stranger, or it may take some time and real effort to get connected with someone in distress or gain access to new business opportunity. We've seen people using their power or authority to force someone to talk or engaged in a conversation, but if without winning over their true willingness, people may still talk under duress or even lie in order to suit their purposes. So, what qualities of a person that will most likely win over people's willingness to engage in a meaningful conversation? It is the trust, or in a way, the degree of trust in a person dictates how willing or truthful we can carry on a conversation with a person. Thus, I found the following qualities of a person which will facilitate the engaging with people, especially in the workplace. So, what are the qualities that enable a person to engage people in distress or for business? I believe it is based on the person's first trust degree, which are credibility, reputation, and prestige. I often found that disgruntled employees only open their hearts and minds to people they can trust. Or in business, we tend to grant credits to companies that have credible track records. Authorities and power. People with authorities and power can help. It reminds me of a personal anecdote. One of my employees was getting harassed by her estranged spouse, who constantly telephoned her at night and during the day at work, making it all but impossible for people to work in the office. While all other means failed, I got involved for the greater good of all employees and called the man by invoking my job title as general manager and managed to stop him from making further phone calls to the office. Leverages. If one has all the leverages in a situation, one can force someone to comply with an agreement. This end result may be of dubious morality and fairness. People skilled or social skills and experience. People with good social skills are always suited for such a task to engage the situation, difficult situation, or people. They are skilled at making small talks, behave with decorum, and can be quite observant in subtle matters like the body language. So, what are the people with such qualities who can best engage difficult people successfully? You yourself, provided you're a reputable person with people skills and the right characters. Sometimes family members and friends can also be a great help, mainly because of trust. Easy concept, isn't it? What if you're dealing with someone you're not familiar with, a total stranger who you want to strike up a conversation with? Your personal reputation can only help so much, if any, and this is where your people skills come into play. Among other things, it'll greatly facilitate engagement with a stranger in a casual conversation, or for that matter, just about anyone, if you make yourself presentable in your outward appearances. Casual clothing should only be confined to after hours. This is quite important in formal business meeting that people attend with proper attires just to show respect. While others may think otherwise, I personally find this practice quite helpful in establishing images for self and for the companies I represented. Industry recognitions. If you represent a well-known company or some reputable products and request for a business meeting with a purchasing department, chances are you'll get an appointment without too much of a hassle. If your good names as persons are known to the industry, even if you represent a lesser-known company, you may also stand a good chance to get engaged with your target companies. Your good names become a recognized brand name in your industry, and by association, your company may reap the subsequent benefits, as I've seen it happen repeatedly. Personal reputation holds the key to the engagement or getting your foot in the door. Business referral can also be used to get access to the door if you have none of the above mentioned so far. Even that, it may still take some time to build up the relationship, credibility, and trust. For brokers, you may pay a fee for the services to get connected. From there, you still need to resort to the business basics to sustain the relationship. Professional negotiators. They could be lawyers, crisis negotiators, and so on. This would be complicated and it's outside the scope here. So for our discussion, I am more focused on personal reputation and people skills. So what are the steps to engage the difficult people or an important business negotiation? Steps to engage people. Step 1, in my view, is to designate or choose the right representative. The chosen person should be qualified for the task based on the above-mentioned considerations. If there are a number of people involved in the engagement effort, a team leader, an authorized team leader, must be chosen to oversee the process, as practiced by many well-known companies. Authorized means the team leader can make decision on the spot, as opposed to being a mere messenger. People usually like to negotiate with someone who can make decisions. Progressive negotiation through people of various authority, as practiced by many, can be frustrating and time-consuming. To oversee the process means the team speaks with one voice in the meeting to avoid unnecessary incidents or even self-contradictions. That's why an internal pre-meeting is highly recommended prior to the formal meetings or engagements. It is easy to understand why, but easier said than done for companies so steeped in bureaucracy that people can't even seem to work together as a team, let alone led by a team leader in a meeting. Disasters are bound to strike. It's happened repeatedly. Step 2, recognize the ambience. As you approach the engagement, open your eyes and look around the environment and the people. Is it a casual, friendly bunch of people you're about to engage? Or you are walking into a group of serious people with poker faces and insist on formality? or even the unfriendly, disgruntled employee who remains silent if not violent. Or in business, buyers simply reject any approaches from the business seekers. Step 3. Making small talk to get connected with the people. How and why small talks?